English Reading Practice, Exercise 44, Presentation Skills Course, Part 22 of 28. This is the intermediate level. Be sure to watch the introductory video to learn how to use synchronized reading. Just see the link in the description. So turn up the volume and read along the same time as me. Let's start. How to repeat without being repetitive. One of the essential presentation techniques to master, if you want your audience to remember your presentation, is repetition. Usually, any presentation, regardless of length, can be boiled down to just 3 or 4 main points, or even less. By skillfully repeating these points in various ways, the audience will have them imprinted on their minds without being bored. Use the following 4 guidelines and make this public speaking technique your own. 1. Use the theme or title. Use the theme or title of your presentation effectively. Your theme will contain key thought-containing words. Make sure you elaborate on those key words during your presentation. Keep linking your material back to your theme or title, so it runs like a thread through the presentation, much like the thread in a garment holds it together. The audience should be able to see the connection between what you are saying at any given time and the main subject or title of your presentation. 2. Restate ideas. Use repetition skillfully by restating the key ideas through the presentation, either using the exact same words or phrases, or employing similar words to say the same thing. If you have a catchphrase or pithy slogan you want to remember, repeating it at strategic points in the presentation can be very effective. A summary early in the presentation can be a powerful method of repetition. For example, state beforehand the main points you are going to consider. Then deal with them, and finally give a brief summary of the points you considered. 3. The progressive summary. Using a progressive summary of main ideas through your presentation to reinforce the ideas on your audience can be a very powerful public speaking technique, especially if you number or itemize them. For example, you might mention there are 3 main ideas to be considered. Then briefly state them. Then say, let's take the first point. Afterward, you can say, so up to now, we have considered point 1. Restate in a couple of words. Now, we'll deal with point 2. After that, you can say something like, so far we have seen point 1, which was, and also point 2, in which we saw. Let's now look into point 3. Finally, you conclude by saying, so what have we learned so far? Point 1 was, then we considered point 2. Finally, in point 3 we showed. Using this form of repetition is very effective in lodging key points in the minds of your audience, so they will remember them easily after your presentation is finished. 4. Be vivid. Be on the constant lookout for words you can use to add feeling and colour to your presentation. You may discover them through your own reading, or you may hear them from another speaker. If you see or hear a word that makes an impact on you, note it down and keep it for future reference, when you might use it in your own presentation. Gradually, as your vocabulary increases to include dynamic words full of vigour, your presentation skills will develop too, as you convey vivid mental images to your audience. Using a variety of vivid words and expressions directly related to your main points and theme will give you the flexibility of being able to repeat them often, but with a different flavour. Repetition is an essential public speaking technique. However, it needs to be used skillfully. The 4 guidelines above will help a public speaker use powerful repetition without appearing to be boringly repetitive. In a nutshell, tell them what you are going to say it, then tell them what you just said. Next, powerful conclusions, 4 advice notes. Well, that's the end of the reading. Some final reminders. Be sure to check the resources in the description below. And when you're ready, go to the next video in the Presentation Skills series. Has this video helped you? Then like, share or comment now. And continually improve your English. Click the subscribe button, the bell icon, and then all.